degrees today. So we are officially in the throes of winter. If you weren't feeling it before, we are definitely feeling it now. I think we started feeling the cold last night. Because last night, as I was watching the movie that I'm going to review later, I was actually shivering. I'm like, okay, it's starting to get real cold. So now all the winter jackets, all the blankets, everything is out. So now I want to know, what is in your mug this morning? Probably some of you are not coffee people. Maybe some of you are tea people. What are you drinking today? What are you drinking to keep yourself warm? Is it water? Sure, fine. It could be water. It could be green tea, hot chocolate, whatever it is. Do let me know what is your choice of drink this morning. Nevertheless, we will be right back after this short commercial break as we get into our top stories, starting with Justin Bieber, who is posting some cryptic messages and getting his fans worried.
eTicket, your online ticket solution for events and event marketing, bringing you ease of mind and making sure that your event gets out there. For more information, contact events@nmh.com.na.
All right, now starting off our top stories, Justin Bieber posts a cryptic message about transactional relationships after fans begged him to get help. On Saturday, the Stay hitmaker shared a collection of photos that showed him posing awkwardly and making a series of funny faces in the mirror. "You could point at my flaws," he captioned the carousel, "or you could recognize your own, you lil B word." The singer's behavior has been a topic of concern after he began exhibiting strange behavior at his wife Hailey Bieber's Road Skin event, which sparked fan speculation that the singer had been taking drugs. Though Justin's rep slammed the harmful rumors of drug use in February, the Grammy winner 31 hasn't shied away from unapologetically flaunting his marijuana use in the time since. Recently, he showed off his drug use in an Instagram post as he shared a photo of himself smiling in an armchair with a massive bong set in his lap. He also admitted to ripping off Hailey with a phone case used to hold blunts modeled after her patented Rode lip gloss carrying cases. In April, several people close to the singer expressed their worry for his mental health, telling The Hollywood Reporter that they feared he was falling apart mentally amid rumors of his financial troubles. "Seeing him disintegrate like this, it's watching the embodiment of someone not living their purpose," a former team member told the outlet. "He's lost," the former colleague continued. "There's no one protecting him because there's no one there willing to say no to him. You say no, you get blown out." Justin Bieber penned a cryptic message about friendships in a new rant after fans begged him to get help. Tired of transactional relationships, the singer wrote via Instagram on Sunday, "If I have to do something to be loved, that's not loved." Along with the caption, Bieber attached one blurry selfie and another close-up photo of himself. Yeah, so this whole Justin Bieber situation, I think ever since the P. Diddy story blew up, I think he's been struggling, having a really difficult time. And obviously, it's seeming as though there might be financial troubles looming in the Bieber household. Well, apart from the fact that his wife just sold Rode Beauty to, was it Ulta Beauty? I speak under correction. But long story short, I definitely do agree that Justin needs help. Could this be another Kanye situation that we're watching unfold and we are just laughing at it and we are just making jokes about it? Or is this somebody who is crying out for serious help? Either way, I do believe that Justin needs to get the help that he needs. He needs to be surrounded by people that love him. He needs to stop attacking people. If you watch most of the clips that make the rounds on social media about how he treats his wife, most of them are very, very sus. right? And recently he went up on stage with SZA, and it seemed as though he was in his own world, and SZA had to go there and hold his hand to physically snap him out of whatever it is that he was going through. So most people were saying he was high and whatnot, but a lot of people were actually saying it wasn't just him being high, it was him trying to dissociate. It was him trying to deal with the overwhelming feeling of being on stage in front of thousands of people. So however it is, it does seem like Justin needs serious help. And one begins to ask, where's his mom? She's the one that had him out there in the States at a very young age by himself in the arms of all these predators. Where is she now? This is the time that she needs to be there for his son. And I actually feel I feel for Hailey, because honestly speaking, you're dealing with a toddler and your husband is acting like a toddler. So now this is where that whole thing comes in of marriage not being easy, because yes, as much as your husband is going through stuff, you have to stand by him and you have to support him through this difficult time, even though she might also be going through a lot herself. Nevertheless, getting into our next story. This one is a bit more on the bizarre side. A 200-year-old condom decorated with erotic art goes on display in famous Dutch museum. Now, the Netherlands National Museum has a new object on display that merges art with Amsterdam's infamous red light district, a nearly 200-year-old condom emblazoned with erotic art. The Rijksmuseum said in a statement that the playfully prophylactic, believed to be made around 1830 from a sheep's appendix, depicts both the playful and the serious side of sexual health. It is part of an exhibition called Safe Sex, about 19th century sex work that opened on Tuesday. The condom, possibly a souvenir from a brothel, is decorated with an erotic image of a nun and 3 clergymen. The phrase, "This is my choice," is written along the sheath in French. According to the museum, this is a reference to the Pierre-Auguste Renoir painting, The Judgment of Paris, which depicts the Trojan prince Paris judging a beauty contest between 3 goddesses. The condom is on display until the end of November. I don't know how to feel about this. I think it is disgusting. The fact that it is a used condom and it's on display. Okay, fine. It could be interesting because, you know, it's from way back. It's from the 1830s. These are like, I guess, some of the very first condoms. They were made from sheep's, appendix, they said? Yeah, from a sheep's appendix. So I don't know what the safe sex message around it is per se. I get that there's the condom and all of that, but what exactly are we trying to say? Like, a lot of people know about protection. People are just choosing not to use protection. And it is sad that we live in a time where we fear pregnancy more than we fear STDs and sexually transmitted infections. So I do think that, okay, fine, they're onto something, but unfortunately, with this generation, until it happens to us, we will always be like, no, but that can never happen to me. That can never happen to me. So is the risk worth the reward? I don't think it is. So please, when you are out there, do practice safe sexual relations. If you can abstain, so be it. If not, then at least try to be, cautious and cognizant of what you're doing. I know we used to hear these conversations a lot growing up, like especially in school. I remember we used to sing this, not sing, but there was this mantra that they made us say every morning. And I'm going to say it because I just remembered how funny it was. Okay, it's not funny, but it's actually educational. I just find it funny that you're telling grade 2s to say this out loud. But anyway, here it goes. It was, HIV/AIDS kills. HIV/AIDS kills. No sex before marriage. No sex before marriage. Now imagine these are grade 2s and grade 1s. This is primary school students screaming this at the top of our lungs, right? So after marriage, stick to one faithful partner. Smart boys say no to sex. Smart girls say no to sex. So obviously the stigma has changed from way back then. Yes, HIV/AIDS does not kill, right? You die from the complications from the virus. But yeah, I guess some of it still stands. You know, stick to one faithful partner. At least, guys. Like, please, be safe out there. Nevertheless, that brings us to the end of our top stories. Now, after the break, we are talking to Soraya Mento, and she actually had this chat with Ashwin on Africa Beyond Borders. Have a look.
eTicket, your online ticket solution for events and event marketing, bringing you ease of mind and making sure that your event gets out there. For more information, contact events@nhh.com.na.
Welcome to Africa Beyond Borders. I'm sure you're wondering, you've been seeing me do this show alone for a whole 2 episodes. But this time I'm starting it with someone different, someone new, and someone who'll be taking over after this episode. Ladies and gentlemen, Soraya Mento. How you doing, Soraya?
I was doing so good, thank you, Ashwin. How are you?
I'm fantastic. It's good to have you on the show. Just letting you know, on this episode, we're also going to be talking to Mopalo, who is in Zambia. She is a creative artist and entrepreneur there. I will have that conversation with her, but we thought for the introduction, why don't you meet your incoming presenter and get to know about Soraya Mento, who also just came back to Namibia. So Soraya, you were in South Africa after. Yes. What were you studying?
I was studying motion picture, specifically producing and writing.
All right. And how
Yeah.
did you find that? How was it like being in Cape Town? You know, I told you, we were just talking about the last time I saw you. You were at
Yes.
National Theatre, you know, certainly much
Running
younger,
around.
running around the theatre, and now you're a grown lady. How does it feel? What's it like being in Cape Town all the way, you know, coming from Namibia?
Well, you know, I actually studied in Gqeberha,
Okay.
formerly known as Port Elizabeth.
Yeah.
And
What you say again?
Gqeberha.
Obeja.
Yes,
Yeah.
PE.
Yeah.
They call it GQ now.
Oh, GQ. Okay.
Yeah,
all
it
right.
was, I love the ocean. So that
Okay.
was like, okay, except after was amazing. The
Okay.
ocean was also like a bonus.
All right.
It was amazing. It was such a great experience. I had
Yes.
so much fun.
So much, and you're beyond just, you know, screen producing and writing.
Yeah.
You're a performer yourself.
Yes.
Yes. Tell us about your craft. I believe it's dancing.
Yes, I'm a professional dancer. I've been dancing for over a decade.
All right.
And going to South Africa, I got my qualifications here in ballet
All right.
in Namibia.
Oh.
Yeah.
You got ballet. You got ballet. I just got breakdancing. That's just all I
That's
know.
cool though. That's cool. I get like, as ballerinas, when it comes to like learning hip hop and like stuff, you're just like, oh, what is that?
All right, because it's so structured.
Yeah, it's
so
technique.
structured.
It's everything is to the T. But going to South Africa, they have a bigger dance industry there. So I was also professionally dancing like almost every month. You're working on productions for like 6 months, 3 months. I'm constantly, so if I'm not on a film set, I'm like on a theater just
Wow.
rehearsing. And it was such a great experience because I was not sleeping, but I was like tired from doing what I love.
I hear you.
Yeah.
What was it like being a Namibian in South Africa, just like in that society?
Oh man, weirdly enough, people don't speak Afrikaans there, or like black
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
or like specifically in PE,
Yes.
not a lot of people embrace Afrikaans, like the black community. So I felt like, okay, I'm the Xhosa community now.
Alright.
Like, how do I embrace that? But I also miss my Afrikaans roots, and I'm also like Portuguese from my dad's side.
Okay.
So I was,
Yes.
yes. So just like the lingo, getting
Yes.
used to that was fun.
All right.
And my foreign friends, they would just embrace me so well.
Isn't that
Yeah.
interesting though, that when you go to a foreign nation, you tend to now connect with a whole lot of diasporan people from different, any friends from countries that I might not expect?
Well, all of them were from South Africa,
Okay.
but you have different cultures. So like Islam, Indian, Afrikaans.
Yes.
I have a friend from Kenya as well,
Yes.
and Mozambique. So
And as an
yeah.
artist, like you kind of have to, you can't grow your art without interacting with as many diverse people as possible.
Yeah.
Do you feel like those interactions were part of how your artistry grew while you were in South Africa?
Yes, because you were saying how the different people helps my art.
Yes.
That definitely did.
It
because
definitely
even like I'm also a choreographer.
Okay, girl.
And I got to,
okay, girl.
I got to choreograph quite a few productions as well. So in that process, I learned about researching cultures and stuff like
Yes.
that. And they do much more like American Broadway type of shows as well.
Yes.
So you have to research cultures and costumes.
That's an
and
interesting
it's
thing.
so
Because a
intricate.
lot of people don't know that art has a lot of research.
Yes.
A lot of people think that like artists, we just sit down
Oh my gosh.
with our toys and we have an idea
Yeah.
and then we just go to stage and it goes. But there's a lot of research, especially when you're reflecting cultures, when you're reflecting different kinds of people. I think that's very fascinating. So at AFTA, do you feel like you found that experience fulfilling? Like if you could sum it all up, would you say this was a fulfilling experience that I'll do again? Of course, not having your repeated degree, but that you'll do again. Is it like that for you?
Yes. After it's like gold to me,
Yeah.
getting there, because I just wanted to be on a film set, on
Yes.
film school. So their reputation, like this is a school that has Emmy nominations, Oscar
Absolutely.
wins.
Absolutely.
It's like the elite.
Yes, 100%.
So to be there was like amazing because
Yeah.
I got like a bursary that paid almost everything for
Yes.
me. And getting that opportunity, I must say that I graduated valedictorian and cum laude as well. So that was
interesting. This was interesting.
Yeah.
Africa Beyond Borders is probably the only show, it's definitely the only show in Namibia that has had 2 valedictorian cum laude
What?
graduates from Namibia in South Africa. 2 episodes away from each other. Our first episode was
What?
with Anne Hambuda. She
Oh,
also
yes.
graduated cum laude at AFTA, and now it's you. Second episode was my beautiful sister, who I love very much, who I expect to graduate cum laude in Poland, but that's not the point. I think that's fantastic because it's also showing that Namibians in that space, you guys are doing well.
Yeah.
You're flying the flag
Yeah,
high. It's one
yeah.
thing to go there and to do a degree. It's another thing to graduate top of the class. How is
yes.
that for you?
Oh, I wasn't actually aiming to be the best.
Yeah.
I was just having fun.
You were just having fun, right?
Yes.
But you were committed to what you
Yeah,
were doing.
it's you have to love it. Like
Yes.
we had school 9 to 5. I loved every second of it. And what thing about after they bring out outside people, so you
Yes.
sit with producers that produce big films like Spud. Is Spud?
Spud, yes.
Yes. I can't think, but there's so many other more
Yes, yes.
producers that you sit with, writers that you sit with.
Yes.
It's such a great platform.
All right,
Yeah.
no, that's really awesome. And now we're bringing you on to Africa Beyond Borders.
Yeah.
You're going to be the presenter of the show. I go in the background, happily so. And part of the reason I thought that would be fantastic is I see that you find it quite easy to connect with a wide range of people. Are you excited to now be, talking to people across the world and just, bringing their experiences to the viewers?
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm very, very excited because one thing that stood out for me as a kid was dreaming
Yes.
and seeing someone else who comes from the same background as you.
All right.
So for me to just be a vessel in that, to allow people to see what other people are doing,
Yes.
that idea of dreaming, I love to play a part of it.
Oh, that's awesome. She loves to play a part in the dream. I'm going to take over now for the last time and have a conversation with Mopalo in Zambia. And as of next week, it's going to be Saraya Mentor taking Africa Beyond Borders.
Now for the movie review. Let's talk about the movie that has been making the rounds this weekend on social media. Everybody has been talking about it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, have you been living under a rock? We are talking, of course, Tyler Perry's Straw, starring Taraji P. Henson. Now, his new movie has dominated the Netflix chart and lands an unbelievable Rotten Tomatoes score. This is a review by Anthony Lund on movieweb.com. Everything that I'm reading is by Anthony Lund. Now, Perry's deal with Netflix has seen him delivering multiple movies and TV shows a year, and when it comes to quantity over quality, Perry has asserted himself as the king of churn. His movies either don't garner the number of reviews needed to generate an average score, or they end up sinking deep into rotten territory. Straw is a rare exception in Perry's portfolio of melodramas that is not just balancing the scales, but actually tipping them well into a fresh rating. Tyler Perry's Straw has the following synopsis. A single mother's world unravels in chaos as her day goes from bad to worse to catastrophic as she struggles to care for her ill daughter. Pushed to the brink by a world that seems indifferent to her existence, she's forced to confront impossible choices in a society that offers her no safety net. Now the question, is Tyler Perry's Straw worth watching on Netflix? This is what Anthony Lund had to say. Let's not get carried away by thinking that Straw is a masterpiece that shows Perry has found his way to greatness that has eluded him in his previous dozen movies. There are some reviews that call out the same old problems of bad dialogue, lacking ideas, and a disservice to the black women that lead the story in terms of character development. However, what saves Straw is the central performance by Taraji P. Henson, who was praised in almost all the reviews from critics. While there has been no tomato meter score generated at this point, 5 out of 8 reviews are positive, something unheard of in Perry's work, and audience reviews are even better. Currently, Straw holds a 78% popcorn meter reading, making it one of Perry's best received movies since his deal with Netflix began. While almost every movie he has released has found a place at the top of the streaming chart, it seems this is one of the few that deserved to be there. Just like critics, audiences all laud the performance of Henson, and though Perry's work always has a love it or hate it feel, Straw is finding much more love than most. It may not be perfect, but it is a massive improvement on several other recent movies that have found themselves struggling to find one person who likes them. All right, so Straw. Okay, this is my review. I actually loved the movie. I think there was, yes, sure, Tyler Perry, I know people are like, oh, but he likes to give black women the brunt of it and whatnot. But the thing is, he's telling these stories because nobody else is, right? Black women go through a lot on a daily basis. And Perry is just, telling people what women go through, what black women go through, what is happening that we don't get to see behind the scenes. We are so used to watching fictional movies where things aren't happening the way they're actually happening in reality. So in a way, we're disconnected from what is actually happening in reality. So with Straw, I like the plot twist that was at the end. I'm not going to give any spoilers, but there's a plot twist there that left my jaw on the floor. Now, if you've watched a movie on Netflix called Fractured, it follows that kind of premise, that plot twist, that psychological thriller aspect of it. And I believe that Perry did something that he's never done before, which is why I liked Straw. I actually enjoyed watching Straw. I don't normally cry when I watch movies or series or whatever it is, but this one had me on the brink of tears. I think I actually shed a tear. But what I loved about it was the fact that, of course, Taraji's stellar performance. She had me believing that this is what she was going through. And if you know Taraji, you'll know that she is a versatile actress, right? If you've seen her in Empire as Cookie Lion and then you see her in Straw, when I tell you the contrast is just insane. She's a brilliant actress. And she actually came to the defense of Tyler Perry when people were saying, oh, this is the normal Tyler Perry nonsense and whatnot. I don't believe it's the normal Tyler Perry nonsense, as you people would call it. I actually believe Tyler Perry went in a different direction with this one, with the whole psychological thriller aspect of it. So I believe it's something different. It's something not unheard of in Tyler Perry's playbook, but it is something different, and I think it's worth the watch. So am I saying you should watch it? I say you should definitely watch it. I was speaking to my mom yesterday, and I told her, you need to go watch Straw and let me know what you think. I do agree, yes, the dialogue is a bit lacking and whatnot, but Taraji, I think she carried that performance, that movie. So did the bank manager. There are a few characters in there that actually carried the film through, and there are, of course, some characters that lacked depth. The dialogue, of course, at some points was lacking, but overall, I would think that this movie is worth a watch. Let me know what you think about Straw. I actually want to hear what you guys think about straw. And on that note, my lovelies, this has been another fantastic episode of Smell the Coffee with me, Diana Master. Aina and Glenora will be taking you through tomorrow. So until then, please do have yourselves a fantastic, beautiful Monday, and remember to keep yourselves warm.